What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Maestro Vapes. Today we are looking at the Quicksilver RDA. This is made by 2Puffs. 2Puffs is coming to you straight out of California, United States of America, okay? 2Puffs is well known for making drip tips and stuff like that, and now they've made a dripper. So let's check it out. We'll get into it. I will show you a quick glimpse of what it looks like, but we'll go in, check it out, put a build on it, see how she goes, all right? All right, so here it is. This is the Quicksilver RDA. Comes in this little box that's got magnets on it securing this shut, okay? You saw a sneak peek, but here it is in all its glory. Okay, so it comes with the RDA itself with a stainless sleeve. There's also a copper and brass sleeve on this guy, which is really, really nice. You can outfit this guy any which way you like it. Put it on your copper, brass, or stainless mods, or just whatever you like, which is pretty cool. Let's take a look at the stainless one, because that's what the base is stuck to. Come on there. Got foam in there, kind of keeping everything from jumping around. Nice, very, very nice, all right? The dripper, what am I going to put this on? This is close to me here, so I'll put it on here. Bam. Put it on the Ember. Now this is a 26650 mod, so it's going to dwarf this dripper a little bit, but the dripper itself is a 22 millimeter dripper, so that's going to sit nice and smooth looking on all your 22 millimeter devices, okay? It's got a really nice classic and clean look to it. Like, it's a really nice smooth looking sleeve on there. It just looks really, really cool, okay? Adjustable airflow on this, so you can widen up these slots. These slots are pretty big. I haven't felt the need to drill them out at all. And it's really nice. It's smooth to open and shut. I've been running it at about, 2/3 to 3/4 airflow, and it's just perfect. The flavor in it is awesome. And it's super smooth. It's not too loose where it opens up or closes off when you're grabbing it, but it's not super tight where you really need to ream it. So that's pretty cool, okay? Let me open this thing up. I'll show you the adjustable airflow and the top cap of this. Okay, really clean looking, nice, thick stuff. The sleeve itself in here is not super thick, but it's just enough. It's got that conical flow to it at the top of that cap, so you get some really nice flavor out of it, okay? Now, it's got 3 different slots in here. Now, that's so you can run it in a single coil or dual coil airflow setup, which is really nice for the single coil peoples out there. A single O-ring on here keeps everything on there, and it's nice. It's not too tight, it's not too loose, it's just right, guys. Putting that aside, let's take a look at this sleeve. Now, all of these sleeves are really thick. They're very substantial in thickness. Really well built RDA. Super good, super good, guys. Let me take this sleeve off. Right now, you could swap this out with the copper or the brass. They look the same, In essence, they're the exact same thing, just a little different aesthetically, right? Different materials. It does have a little Quicksilver logo on there that's kind of just screen printed on there, It's just kind of screened on there. I don't know how long that will last or if that'll wear off. I've been using this for about 2 weeks and it's still on there. Kind of has that appearance of like a tugboat where it kind of changes color from brownish to kind of blue underneath the light sometimes. That's what that looks like, all right? But if you notice, the base of this thing is super thick, okay? It is very, very high. You can put a ton of juice in this thing. And the reason why is it's got this subfloor that you can pull out, tuck your wicks in there, and put I put 37 drops of juice in this, fresh cotton. Like, that is ridiculous. It's the closest thing from a tank to a dripper that you can get, okay? Let me pull this old build out of here, and then we'll take it apart, okay? Give me 1 sec. Okay guys, so I got that old build out of here. And check this out. The way that the posts go, 3-post configuration, just like most of your other RDAs, okay? But the way that I see it is, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure you will, but that center post is a little bit higher, which kind of gives that little V that pops up here. And with the conical shape of the top cap, it just kind of all flows together. And I think that that just makes it a little bit more flavoricious when it all runs smoothly. Your airflow just runs smooth and just cyclones in there. Really cool, guys. Really, really cool. Let me take this thing apart. I'm going to show you how this deck works, which is pretty neat. 2 O-rings on here, pretty fat, beefy ones. Everything stays on there really, really well. Quicksilver. It's got your serial number on there. It's got a silver-plated pin on it. Peak insulator in there, so it'll take a lot of heat, okay? It will. Just going to tighten these up, finger tight here so I'm not throwing everything around, okay? Take a screwdriver and then just take back this adjustable 510 out of here, okay? Back that out. It's loose now, okay? Is it loose now? It was loose. Why don't you want to work with me? Of course, man. Okay. See if I can start backing this out of here. So you just turn this whole deck out. Okay? And that whole deck comes out of there. Whole deck comes out. Really cool. It's got threading cut into it. Really funky, man. Really, really funky. You could take this all apart, clean it all out. There goes that pin. There's your peak insulator, and it's nicely machined. The threading is very good in this guy. I did notice when I got it that at the base of that insulator, there was a couple of straggly little hairs in there that I had to pull out. You know, little bit of mess left in there, but it wasn't super bad. It will cross thread on you if you let it. So just be careful on your start point, and you'll get that thing in there. Twist it in, bam, and it just sits kind of flush to the lip of that drip well. Pretty cool design, very cool, little bit different, you know. Got that pin in there, that pin's gonna go through and attach to the other insulator, okay? Tighten this back up. Let's put a build in this thing. Let us put a build in here, for sure. There we go. Nice and tight. Tight like a tiger. But you can put so much cotton in there. Ton of juice. This thing is sick. It's one of the coolest things, coolest design features I've seen in the last little while. I wouldn't show you this if I didn't like it. You know? Let's do a build. I'm going to build this for my Hexohm box mod. So I'm going to try and get a resistance that's a little bit higher. I've got a piece of tiger wire here. And this is 26 gauge Kanthal twisted with 0.9 ribbon wire, also Kanthal, okay? We're going to build this up. What are we going to do this with? I'm going to use a screwdriver, 2.4, and I'm going to do just a few wraps, not a million wraps, maybe 5. Let's shoot for 5. Sounds pretty good. Get it started. We're going to do this continuous strand because that's what I like, okay? Almost overlapped on itself there. We have 4. Hit up the 5th one and bam, lock that thing in. Give it a good pull. With 26 gauge tiger coils, you're not going to need to get the pliers out usually. You can just finger pull everything tight, okay? You can torch this at this point. Take it off. Give it a good torching, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to do that on when it's secured in place. We'll just pulse it and pinch it up, okay? Now, putting it into the RDA. I'm going to back these things out a little bit. And the post holes on this are substantial. Like you could put a lot of thick wire in here. And the flavor is phenomenal in this guy. Like those are fair sized post holes. You can put, 2 pieces of, 22 gauge through there. You might even be able to put 2 pieces of 20 in there, all right? Let's dial this guy in, all right? And when we wick this, it's going to be great just tucking those wicks in. I tried doing this vertical coil, but the result wasn't as good as I get from horizontal coils in here. Maybe it's the way the airflow works. Maybe it's because of those slots, you know? Those slots are horizontal. If they were vertical, they might work a little different. If you do vertical coils, you want to leave your coil out at the lip of the deck to give it some room to twist it into place, okay? And you can do that. I've done it. And it's decent, okay? Let me get this lined up behind a camera, so sometimes she's a little difficult. I've done these build videos where the camera's in front of me, and it's easier for me. But I kind of like watching videos where it's in the first person, so it kind of shows you what that person is doing. So that's why I shoot these like this. You know, I just dig it. So I got my coil positioned. What I'm going to do now, this negative is still loose. I'm just going to push this over a little bit, holding on to the outside of this coil on the left side with my fingernail, just to keep everything tight. And I'm just trying to kink that leg a little bit. You can center these coils if you want. I don't go quite centered. Not quite, but pretty close. Enough that I can get some juice in there. Get some cotton in there. Bam. Here we go. Bob's your builder, man. I'm gonna tighten up that positive. Booyaka Sean. Hardcore heads to bed. Alright, you can move this out a little bit. You can position it. There we go. Just perfect. Just perfect, okay? Now, I can probably clip this one leg right now, okay? And like I do, I hold on to the wire, then I give it a clip, okay? Boom. Just lift up that other lead just so it's not touching anything. We'll give it a bit of a dry fire. I do need some tweezers. Okay, grab the old trusty tweezers. With tiger coils, you kind of want to just pulse it a little bit, get the heat running through it, heat that coil up, and then kind of pinch it. Okay, bam. Give it a good squeeze and hold it. She's going to start working for you. Do it again. Lather, rinse, repeat. Perfect. That is perfect. Okay. Give it one more. Maybe it's not perfect. Now it is. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. Okay, let's replicate that on the other side. I'm going to let this cool for 1 sec. Okay. Alright, so that coil is cooled down enough that I can touch it. It's not going to scorch my finger. Safety first, guys. Safety first, alright? Now, the cool thing about this dripper is where the airflow holes line up is pretty much directly out of that center post hole, okay? So when you have your coil set straight out, it's going to be on that airflow hole. No user error. And I'm going to position that after I get this coil into place, okay? So we're going to do the same thing. Continuous strand, so I'm wrapping on the other side. Okay, 5 wraps once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one's going in. All right, 5. Johnny, 5, all right? Now I'm just going to make sure this is kind of, you know, the same distance apart. I can pull on it if I want to bring it in. That's pretty close, man. Pretty close. You can grab this thing, squinch it in if you want. Oh, yeah. All right. Then we'll put this lead through that post hole, okay? Like I always do, I kind of roll this out and put a little arch in it. And that way there's no kinks. Right there, it looks like there could be a kink. We'll fix it up, okay? And then I just leave it kind of straight towards the end, okay? That's it. That's all. Continuous strand builds. They get easier the more you do them. Okay, I'm going to back this screw out. just to make sure I can get that wire through. Okay, I've gone a little far here, but I'm sure you get the point. Too much caffeine today. Not enough sugar. Alright, so got that through. I'm going to put this back where she was. Like I always do, I start yanking it through. Make sure that it doesn't overlap. I put my fingernail in here, okay? In between that last wrap and where that next one is going. Boom, and we're in place. And you can give this a tug right now. Kind of situate it where you want. Get it looking fairly even. Okay, then I lift that leg up. Okay, and that'll just keep that where I want it to be. Okay. Snug her up. Make sure that's good. Same thing here. I'm just going to push this together from the other side. Okay. Make sure that that lead gets that same arch in it and just runs right to the coil the best that it can. Okay. Here we go. Squish it over and just kind of teach it where it should be. Bam. We're there. We're there. And you could do some fine tuning at this point. A little bit. And I'm pretty happy with that guy. Pretty happy. This guy too. I'm just going to drop this one down a bit. Down and out in Beverly Hills. Kind of get it looking, you know, symmetrical. Symmetry is good. Symmetry is always good when you're building dual coils, quad coils, you know, octo coils, whatever you're into building. Symmetry is good, all right? Now we just need to dry fire this one and get that coil tightened up. But before we do, the smart thing to do would be check the resistance, right? All right, so now that we got this thing all secure and in place, let's check the resistance. Some of you might have been asking, why didn't you check the resistance on the first coil? And if you did, good for you. You know, you should. What's our resistance here? 0.47? I don't know. Let me check the connections here. Should go down. There we go. All right, I had a short in there, right? So it's a good thing you check, right? If we dry fired that, it's going to be jumping around. Probably would have had a hot leg going into the center post. So here we are, sitting around 0.35. Very nice for the Hexohm. All right, let's give it a dry fire. Just tighten that other coil up. Man, can I not screw anything onto anything today? Here we go, here we go. Okay, so which one was the last one? Well, let's just pinch them both up. Just work that thing in. Wow. That is heating up well. Tighten that guy up. Switch this over. Man, I can't have 2 cups of coffee and then do a build video, guys. But it's working out. Okay, let me just tighten that second one up again. Bam. Oh, you know what I should have used is the ceramic tweezers that I got. Oh yeah, that's perfect, guys. Perfect. Let's wick this thing up. All right? I'll let that cool. I'm going to set this off to the side. I've been talking about rayon a lot, like the Cellu cotton, okay? So let's wick with it, all right? I got a piece here. I think I've taken a wick off here already, so it's not quite as thick as it normally is out of the box, okay? But for rayon, less is more, okay? Remember that. They say that about cotton too, right? But this really stands true for rayon, okay? If you put too much in, you're going to get a really tight draw, all right? Really tight. It is not going to be pleasant. It's going to taste, it's not going to taste good, all right? It's going to taste really muted. And who wants muted flavor? Not this guy, okay? I'm just going to roll this up just to get it cylindrical, okay? Pull a piece off like I usually do. All right? And it's nice and fluffy, this stuff. Really nice and fluffy. But as I roll it, it's not like super thick either, okay? See that? It's actually pretty tight. It's actually pretty tight. Same will go on this one. But I just want to get my points going. And this wicking for this dripper works amazing. I've tried this dripper with a lot of different builds. And the vertical builds, I've wicked it with Japanese cotton. Japanese cotton is good. I dig on Japanese cotton. But this just kind of feels like it carries the juice to the wicks a little bit better. All right, the juice to the wicks. The juice to the coils, I think is where I was going with that. All right, so we got her going. Get that point on there, and we'll wick it up, okay? Got our coil here built. Put it through here. That in. Tiger coils kind of suck to wick sometimes because they get caught up. Like the coils themselves are a little jagged. You don't want this to bunch up. You just want it to go through nice and smooth, okay? That's pretty smooth. I'm just going to pull it back a little bit. Not a ton, all right? Same thing's going to go on the other side. All right, so we'll get that going. Right through, bam. I'm just going to pull a little bit on the other side, the fatter side, just to keep it going through nice and smooth here. We don't want any bunching, okay? Just back that one up a bit. This one's a little snugger, so I'm just going to pull it back and forth a little bit, okay? Bam, we're so close. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to get those wicks just kind of sitting to the bottom of that well, all right? So what I've been doing is, this is perfect with the 26650 mod, because I just go to the outside of the deck, or the top cap, and just cut right at that edge. It's great. They're great. And then try and get them symmetrical, as close as you can, right? Now, you just poke these guys into that drip well. Okay, let's get that in there. All right. It's not always perfectly clean and whatever, but you do the best that you can with what you've got, right? Just trying to pull it over to the side because I want a little hole in here to get my juice into. And you can adjust this once the wicks are all wet. Okay. Bam. Get that one in there. Okay, just leave a little puffy on that side, puffy on the other side. Nothing's getting choked out. Just beautiful, man. It is a thing of beauty. Because wicking really is, you know, just as important as the build, you know. If you've got too much wick in there, it's going to be restricted. You're going to get muted flavor, and it's just not going to be good, you know. Same thing, if you don't have enough in there, it's just, you might get little hot spots, you might get burnt flavor, you know? So just try and find what you like and go with it. You know, if you like rayon, you like rayon. If you like organic cotton or cotton bacon or Japanese, whatever you're using, if you're using silica or echo wool, keep doing it, you know, if you like it. The rayon, though, it does have a lot of little stragglers on it, I find. It's a little bit different to work with, okay? You end up with these little hairs all over the place. But whatever, that's going to help me to get juice to the coils, too. What am I going to juice this up with? Whoa, 3, 2, 1, go from my man Stash. Vape Stash drips. This is like a sugary cream. Pretty basic flavor to it. But man, it is good. Really digging this. I picked this up at Vape Can. Man. It's good. They were selling their juices for 10 bucks for 30 ml bottles. You can't go wrong. You know, that's a perfect time to try something new, right? I'm going to juice the crap out of this. Like I said, I've put like almost 40 drops of liquid into this well and onto the cotton when it's fresh. Like you could just vape this for days. Well, maybe not days, but you could vape this for a little while nonetheless. All right. Now that we got it all juiced up, you can go ahead and just kind of adjust a little bit. Like I want to make sure that there's some space in here between these two cotton wicks for juice to run down into. Okay? Because you want to be able to get juice to this, down into this well. Okay? Bam. Same thing on the other side. Okay, see it's kind of restricted, but you just widen that up a little bit. Hopefully you could see that. There we go. And when you drip into here, you can drip right down onto the post and then it'll run behind the coil and into that juice well, which is pretty sick, okay? Now, more juice? Why not? We can fit it. Much more juice. Much more juice. There it is. That's full. Let's get this going, okay? We'll have a hit off this bad boy. Go line up our airflow. Boom. Get this set up in dual. Boom. We're ready. Let's have a pull. I'm going to put this on the Hexohm. Oh, wow. Oh. That is nice. That is so nice. And it's cool that you don't have to drip after every, 3 to 8 pulls, however often you drip, okay? I can still get about 20 solid pulls off of this thing before I add anything, okay? Really nice. I got this guy from vapes.com. Check them out. Link's going to be in the description below. Super cool guys over there. For sure. Check them out. Really cool guys. Flavor is phenomenal in this thing. Couple of things I didn't dig on, okay? One thing, there was a little bit of burr in it. A little bit of burr. I've been hitting this pretty hard. I am going to juice this. A little bit of burr down by the insulator when I got it. Not a big deal, but it was there, so I'm letting you know. What else? The logo. Okay. One of the logos on the stainless cap, which I've been using the most, is a little off. Like, there's your slots on either side. It's not perfectly in the middle. I don't know. It might be on your brass one. Might be on the copper one. Who knows? I don't know how they put them together. That's a kind of a bummer about it. But those are small little things, small little things. Otherwise, it's really handsome to look at. It's easy on the eyes. When I sit it down, I kind of want to just pick it up. Like it's pretty cool. Works awesome. The flavor out of this thing is great. The O-rings are just perfect. The adjustability for the airflow is so easy. Like it's buttery smooth. Just kind of dial that in. That's it. Doesn't back out. Pretty smooth. It's pretty smooth stuff. One more pull. Yeah, the flavor is amazing. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you dug the build. And if you're thinking about grabbing one of these Quicksilvers, it's price point. You know what I mean? It's kind of expensive. The price on it's about 120 bucks no matter where you go. It does come with the brass and the copper sleeves as well as the stainless, but you're paying for it. You are paying for it. But the flavor's great. Like the flavor, this dripper right now is the best dripper. I've got the 454 I've been playing with as well. And it's hard for me to tell which one has better flavor in it. I'm leaning towards the Quicksilver right now, okay? So check it out. Link's going to be in the description below for the guys at Dash Vape. Super cool dudes. Thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to all the subscribers for hanging tight and watching these videos and all that good stuff. Hopefully you found it informative and it helped you out, all right? But I'm going to cut out of here and do some things. So I'll catch you on the next one. I got a vlog coming up. It's going to be all vape can stuff, some questions, how I feel about low resistance builds and newbies and stuff like that, and what might help you, all right? So look out for that. That's going to be coming up as well, my friends. So like I always say, bud out, vape up, breathe easy, know your limits and vape within it, and you're going to have a stellar, wicked, super cool day, my friends. All right? Catch you on the next one. And I'm out!